reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
MMO Reporter's PAX Prime coverage is brought to you by Dragon Fantasy, The Black Tome of Ice, a 16-bit styled JRPG coming soon on Steam, iOS, Android, 3DS, and Wii U.
There's a lot of angry demons out there. And here at PAX. I am Greg Tito. I am Communications Manager for D&D at Wizards of the Coast. I am here joined by these amazing guys from N-Space, and they're working on a game called Sword Coast Legends, which we're all really excited about. So I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. Go ahead, Tim.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming. My name is Tim Schwalk. I'm the design director on Sword Coast Legends at N-Space, and we are thrilled to be here.
Hey everybody, I'm Nash Seville. I'm the community manager for N-Space and Sword Coast Legends. Hey everybody, over the other side of the podium. Hey guys.
I'm Jay Turner, principal writer at N-Space, narrative director for Sword Coast Legends. I'm not really sure which microphone I'm supposed to use, so...
Here's the one in front of you.
I'm Dan O'Leary, the co-founder and CEO of N-Space.
Sweet. You guys have been excited about Sword Coast Legends as much as I have. We got a little trailer where we're going to show that we have made just for PAX. And it'll give you more a sense of what the game is like before we jump right in and talking about what it's like to make a game like this.
Let this city bear witness to your power.
I know you are members of the Burning Dawn. Are you prepared to repent for your sins?
If you're thinking about revenge, count me in. If my life's quest ends in my death, so be it.
May the gods have mercy on us all.
As I return to the abyss as a god.
Nice. All right. Ambitious project. Not only does it have 40 hours of a single-player D&D story campaign that you can play on your own, but what I'm really excited about, and everybody I've been talking to is really excited about, is the fact that it really encompasses what makes a great D&D game and around a tabletop is that community with your friends, being able to play with a dungeon master, take things on the fly, and make that experience, a storytelling experience, something that you don't experience anywhere else. So let me talk to you, Tim. What was it like starting making a game like this?
First of all, it started as a passion project for us. We had a weekly game going in Space. We started a relationship with you guys very early, and it was exciting getting to play 5th edition rules as you guys were developing them. So we were playing in the office, had a great line of communication with you, and our goal was really to take the DM and make a real-time DM experience like it's never really been done before. There's been games where you can create dungeons and campaigns, you can be a DM, but it took a lot of preparedness, it took a lot of time that maybe people didn't want to spend. Some really great stuff came out of that, but we wanted to see what you could do if you put a real-time DM. You can manage it on the fly, or you could go in and you can spend a lot of time beforehand and create something really, really robust if you want to do that too.
Jay, you guys, Tim mentioned you guys had some tabletop experience. What's been your experience with D&D?
Oh, I've been playing since I was
in the womb, rolling d20s.
He had a beard when he came out. It was actually more beard than this too. I started playing after I read the Dragonlance Chronicles, and I read them and was basically every microphone. I read them and I go, wow, this is awesome, and this is probably pretty much a transcript of a D&D campaign, so I should get into this. And then my friend back home got into it and started playing it, and I couldn't stop. I started DMing and started playing every other role-playing game. It's been almost non-stop reading game books and reading related paraphernalia. It's an addiction, it's a sickness, really. And I'm still not convinced this isn't an intervention, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it.
This is all an intervention for you. What about you, Dan? What was your experience, and how did you want to translate that into Sword Coast Legends?
Well, I started playing D&D in 6th grade, and some friends at school introduced me to it. And as soon as I heard the rule, like, oh, what do you mean a skeleton takes more damage from a hammer, a blunt object, than a slicing blade? It was like, of course it does. This makes perfect sense. This codifies the universe of fantasy for me. And I was all in from then on out, being rather obsessive about things, dove right in with both feet, both arms, and my head. I was gifted the 2nd edition Dungeon Master's Guide as a present for Easter, which was very fitting.
It is fitting, right?
And with free on the cover, yeah, my mom indulged me. And
on the 3rd day, Demogorgon will rise again.
Oh boy. I can't believe we just went there. So now
It's a different intervention.
It's been a life experience for me. It set me on my path of gaming, which ultimately led to me founding InSpace with some friends in 1994. And 20 years later, we're having the opportunity to close that circle and work with, one of the brands that's closest to my heart, one of the rule sets that got me started. So it's been fantastic.
Very exciting, cool. And Ash, Seville, you might recognize from all the live streams that you guys have been doing. What about you? What has been your tabletop experience?
My story, it says don't touch. I can't help it.
When it says don't touch, you want to touch things.
I know, right? It does. I told this story in the stream a couple times, but it is a true story. When I was about 7 or 8, one of my neighbors had an all monster manual, and I had a stack. Anyone remember Garbage Pail Kids, the cards? I see a couple not. I'm an old dude, so I had Garbage Pail Kids, which are awesome. And I traded a big stack of Garbage Pail Kids for his monster manual, but I was only like 7, so I started using it as a coloring book. But I was also teaching myself to read, and I was also teaching myself all the stats of the monsters as I was coloring. And I still have it. I still have it in the office, and I love it. So I've been playing on and off ever since, honestly. I learned the rules. I played with my friends. A couple of my buddies are here now that I used to DM for. So it's it's a love affair for me. I paint my own minis. I do the whole shebang. So
He's been mispronouncing monster names ever since.
yeah, I had no idea that gelatinous was not gelatinous. I got
came to work in this
Yeah, I got on a live stream with the director of the game. I'm like, yeah, gelatinous cube. He's like, you're an asshole. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, there's like an extra syllable in there.
Things that most people already know.
Yeah. All right, well, Jay, we haven't talked a lot about the single-player campaign. As the principal writer for InSpace, can you talk a little bit about what's been like crafting that?
Yeah, I just would like to announce today that we have one. We've been covering the DM mode a lot because it's super awesome, but we do have a full co-op campaign that you can play 1 to 4 players. It takes you all over the Sword Coast and below, perhaps. I don't want to get too spoilery, but it involves fighting with swords. And,
Hammers?
have we not announced swords? Confirmed swords? There's no present here, right?
No.
We've got a set of really great companions to go along with you if you are playing single player or up to 3. They'll fill out the party and they have lots of fun things to say. We're kind of taking a relaxed tone with with them. They're kind of treating them like they're tabletop characters a little bit, so they're a little bit more willing to be funny and a little bit less full of themselves than RPG characters sometimes are. So, I mean, we've got different ones that different people like, and somebody for everybody to hang out with. And they also happen to be awesomely built characters that look really great. And so the story is, as you said, between 30 and 50 hours. Side quest, we go to the city of Luskin, where Bruce has probably slept once or twice. We go all over the place. We go to the Underdark, we go to the Evermores, where he has killed a bunch of trolls one time.
He's like George Washington. Yeah, he's like George Washington here once. There's a plaque on the wall.
Yeah, he kind of glanced briefly at that tree, so there's a plaque.
We're talking about Driss de Warden, of course.
Not Driss Jenkins.
Driss Jenkins.
Double D.
To his friends.
Yes. But
This is not part of our story campaign, though.
no. Thank you for giving me a message.
You
may get mentioned.
But we do have these wonderful companions. These companions that you guys have created. Let's talk a little bit about them. So they're a little bit different. You guys just mentioned they're a little bit more free. They're funnier. The banter between them is quite funny. I've been playing through some of the game. I laughed out loud a few times. So, Tim, what is your favorite of the companions that we have?
Larethar, the Rogue in the Front, is my favorite because I find him to be hilarious. Sadly, he's in love with my least favorite character. Jay won't like me saying that, but no, he's hilarious. He's got a very dry humor. The voice actor just nailed it. The entire story campaign is VO'd from. We got a bunch of professional actors and professional from Europe, so they took money and everything.
That means they're good. That means they're really good.
I also obviously Hamid, the necromancer with the heart of gold.
Who does not look like an actor in Silicon Valley.
I look at him as still seeing
Hugh Grant? What era of Hugh Grant?
Obviously the bad
His
news.
necromancy days.
His necromancy days.
Between the heroin years.
The tabloid years, we refer to them as. What about you, Ash? What's your favorite?
I have a crush on Lydia, so she's my favorite. Everyone makes fun of me, but
Lydia's the moon
yes,
elf.
Lydia's the one on the right. She's our moon elf cleric. And the thing I really love about the characters is 5th edition allows for a lot of creativity in character creation. So you can, for instance, she's able to use a bow. So when you're playing with Lydia on your team, you can have her in the back. You can have her as an archer. You can spec her out so she's a great archer. If you want to not focus on her healing abilities and actually make her more damage dealer, you can do that. Also, her voice actor I really like, so I thought she was great.
Jay, do you have a favorite? I mean, you wrote them, so it's...
I love them all.
They're all my babies.
But when they're not listening, I like to say that actually one of them's not on here.
Yeah, there's several that are not on here.
We have a really interesting guy who is completely and utterly insane. And basically the theory for writing him was, I will write literally the first thing that comes in my mind that is the craziest thing I can come up with. And it was a lot of fun to write. I also really like Hamid. It's fun writing a wizard who has to prove himself and isn't the guy who knows everything. So he kind of bubbles a little bit, but he's lovable and hilarious, and he doesn't really know what's going on, but he's a really powerful wizard, and he's a necromancer, so you have to kind of expect that. And then there's Jarhild, the dwarf with the shield there. She is brutal. She's a warrior, she's super powerful, she just takes nothing from anybody. And she's kind of like your hard-nosed tank, and she's so much fun to write because she's I have a crush on her too. And she tells me she likes you. Thank you. You guys will just
I think Ash has a crush on
well, I think that means I have a crush on Jay's mind. Because hi, Jay. Woo.
This panel is really interesting. I'm learning a lot about you guys today.
Yeah, me too.
Dan, not to put you on the spot, but do you have one that's favorite that's different from these guys?
No, I can go with, you named all of them. Lydia is my first choice, I think, and Hamid my second. I think that, but all of them, there's so much differences between the characters. I was talking to Jay the other day, and really congratulating him and some of the other guys that have worked on the dialogue. There's a lot of texture to all the characters, a lot of differences. They play off each other very well. They have, it's a 200,000 word storyline. Jay has excellent background. It's a portfolio of excellent writing on some games that you might have played, like,
For example.
Mass Effect 2, favorite game of all time.
Oh yeah, I worked at Bioware for a while.
So we have some good Bioware DNA in the studio that have been introduced to complement the veteran staff at Space. And so we're real fortunate. 200,000 words is a big story. It's not the biggest in the world, but it's very meaty, very deep, and very impactful. So I think everybody will enjoy it. And it's just half of the game.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, certainly.
I would think it would be more words because Jay was paid by the word, so you think, wait, I was paid? So yeah, let's switch track a little bit. Tim, you were the design director. How challenging was it for you to adapt the D&D rules to this kind of a real-time game experience?
Well, you guys made it pretty easy to start with because you have this well-defined rule set that we just laid down into the game. We have the dice rolls, everything's happening behind the scenes. We actually have a combat log, we can turn that on if you want to see that information. But starting with 5th edition, which is such a nice streamlined game experience already, we just started looking at the pain points, what makes more sense to do in a real-time environment versus turn-based, round-based. Our game is still round-based behind the scenes, so every attack takes a round so you can attack again. So it's still very much D&D 5th edition behind the scenes. So thank you for that.
No problem, that was all me. And the rest of the awesome team at Taylor. And John, yes, of course, John.
The team at Wizards was really good about understanding that 5th edition is a pen and paper rule set, and that the game is a digital, interactive, real-time experience. And so we've allowed the flexibility that we needed to really make it shine in that context, and without stepping too far from the 5th edition rules. So, and of course, 5th edition is about more than just the rule set. It's about the lore, the legends, the creatures, the abilities, the monsters, and everything, and all of it's well represented.
We were in touch with them every day for Forgotten Realms or making sure our game fits in
Multiple times per day.
multiple.
Lots of
there are things that we came up with for this game that you guys sort of made canon in Forgotten Realms because we're
Absolutely.
Like 12-year-old Jay is freaking out about that.
It's pretty crazy to see Belafos up in the loop, with all the other demons that were. Yeah, it's crazy to think that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Belafos. You want to talk a little bit about him?
Little Billy.
Oh,
Belly.
Belfast is a hoot. He's a Baylor, sort of. He's advanced past the sort of rank and file Baylor. He's kind of like the right-hand man of Demogorgon, or at least that's probably what Demogorgon tells him. But he's super powerful, and he's got a centuries-long plan to basically get a better job done than this. And
Like we all do.
yeah, and I feel pretty sick talking about it because he's a pre-order incentive statue.
Pretty awesome.
He's really awesome, and seeing what the art team did with him and what the design team has done with him for impact in the game is freaking awesome.
Yes.
But he is super brutal. He's a bit of a manipulator, like behind his back.
Right.
I think we're looking at Belafos. You guys have seen it before.
I'm just poking through.
By the way, we saw this. We hadn't seen this statue in person until we got here at PAX, and it is absolutely garbage.
There you go.
That's There's my guy. Everybody's seen it.
He's got really nice wings. Who's that other guy?
That's Steve. He's Belfast's little bro. His name is Decilis. He's also. We've talked a lot about him. He is kind of Belfast's concierge, I guess.
He's the guy at the hotel. He'll get you a really nice restaurant in the Underdark.
Like a little tiny little package. But yeah, those guys are pretty damn evil. I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail, but I mean, we fit right.
Yeah.
We socket right into the beginning of Rage of Demons with all the crazy stuff that's happening down in the Underdark. So this guy's right at the forefront of that.
We're gonna show some of the game.
Yeah, so let's cue up the game and we'll show some of the DM tools. But while you guys are getting that ready, someone can talk about the there's been a lot of games that are called 4v1 or 4 against 1, but we have been really talking about Star Wars Legends as a 4 with 1 thing. So, Ash, why don't you talk a little bit about what that means to these guys?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, how many of you guys have actually been down before and gotten to play? Has anyone kind of played yet? A couple of you guys? First of all, thank you so much. That is really awesome. This is the first time anyone's actually been able to play, the public's been able to play the game, so it's very exciting for us. The 4 with 1 is sort of a representation of what it's like to be a tabletop dungeon master, along with 4 people playing your campaign. So rather than playing against the players, you're actually playing with the players and trying to give them the absolute best experience possible. As a dungeon master, it's absolutely possible to obliterate your party. You have the tools at your disposal. You can do it just like a tabletop DM, but that's not your mission. Your mission is just to have fun and to make sure that the people you're playing with are having fun. So there aren't too many games out there that are, it's not about winning. It's not about being the best you can be. It's about providing the best story. And that's what the tool set's really all about. So it's for
Tabletop's always been a shared storytelling experience, and that's what we really hope people use the tools to create.
Cool, so you've been seeing people use the DM duels here at PAX and Gamescom and E3. What's been some of the craziest things that you've seen people use?
My favorite yesterday, at the end of the demo, has a giant demon-webbed spider. And my favorite that I even thought to try was he possessed the spider, and he chased the party out of the giant boss room, especially developed for the spider, into this thin hallway that goes around the staircase, and he lined it with traps. So he used this huge spider boss to chase them up into these traps. And then, of course, I love it when people start creating unique content. So we had some guys creating some monsters today. We had a bugbear named Bob Dole that was magic missiles at people. And then when the party became overwhelmed, he actually made a golden knight named Jesus that came in at the end and saved everyone.
I think it was Jesus.
No, it was a session right before this. What?
It was Jesus.
Jesus, yeah.
No, we saw one lady create a Hezral Civil War, and she had a little story told. She had some of them that they were evil and they turned friendly and they were fighting each other, and she was telling the story that way. And I think that's what's most fulfilling for us, is seeing things that we hadn't thought of. People just start creating these little tales.
I'm going to talk about
the piggies. That was good too.
Yeah, my favorite bit was the sleeping piggies. We have a sleeping piggy object, Crystal Street Siblings, and one of the DMs placed a bunch of sleeping piggies in a room and had someone he named him like Sleeping Piggy Defender or something like that, and they put text on it. So if you mouse over the sleeping piggy, it says, "I am sleeping," and if you click on it, it said, "Seriously, I'm still sleeping." And then the sleeping piggy defender sort of got like and all that. But the piggies didn't wake up, so
Well, that's good.
yeah, but they're fine now.
So that's one of the cool things that you can do in DM tools, which Tim's kind of driving and showing you a little bit, is that you can have objects that you click on and text will pop up, and they can queue into quests. They can just be. There's a lot of ways that you can tell a story through text, but then also use voice over IP to talk to your friends and describe what's happening. That kind of thing.
So Ash, why don't you
guys want to see
the creature what Tim's doing here?
Sure. So right now Tim's choosing the creature sets that are going to be inside this tile that he's about to jump into. Now you're not stuck using only these creature sets. You actually have access to all the creatures that we have in the game at any time. But these are just for default encounters.
Good, we have some tutorial tips on.
Yeah. So if you want to roll up something very quickly, you have a few minutes to create an encounter or something for your friends. You can do that with the default dungeon die, which you'll see in a second. But if you want to spend hours and drop your own creatures and your own custom creatures, you can do that as well. So.
And I wanted to point out that what we've shown in a lot of the shows is quick dungeon crawls, but there's so much more to the game than dungeons. This is just a large swamp area I grabbed that you can take as a DM and you can fill out however you want. We have lots of areas. We have forests, we have cities, we've got mountainsides, just anything that you can think of. We probably have something in there that you can take, grab a piece, and make it your own story.
And just because we go to Luskin in the story campaign doesn't mean you can't use the city tiles and call it Baldur's Gate, set it on the map where Baldur's Gate is, and have your story wherever you want it to be.
So I'll just make a guy here. I'm going to make an NPC, make a little quest giver. Why not?
Sure.
Our director hates it when I hit this randomize button because you get some really goofy looking stuff. But
I like that bandana.
Yeah, randomized button confirmed.
How about this guy? He's looking pretty good.
That looks like Jay on acid right there.
I kind of feel like I should be asking him where the 2x4s are.
It's Paul Bunyan.
He looks like last man on Earth.
That changed everything!
Jonathan Minstrel.
Even better. So you can see I've got a ton of options just just to make this NPC if I want to. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna call him Larry the
2x4 guy.
2x4 guy. All right, Larry the 2x4 guy. And then if I want to,
Like works in plumbing.
just works in swamp.
We haven't showed off voices at all. Show off voices.
Oh, we have never shown this, so you can assign voices to characters.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yes.
So you can test them.
Yes.
That sounds like this dude.
Well, there's a sneering. Do sneering a lot.
Very well. Listen up. Very well.
I say that in the off.
Listen up, everyone.
I did voice of sneering. Confirmed.
All right.
Voice of sneering is confirmed.
Well, that is totally our Larry the 2x4 guy. So I can take him and my character thing, he's there now. I'm gonna place him here for everyone to meet. And there we've got Larry the 2x4 guy who works in the swamp. Right now we're in offline edit mode, so I can just grab things and move them around however I want. When I'm in an actual play mode, you can't just grab things and move them around because that would look kind of weird. But you can obviously, as a DM, influence things. I can grab them and walk them around when the party's there. But
one of the things we were doing in some of our play sessions the other day is I always create an extra cleric or something in my campaigns that I can drop if the party's having a hard time. I'll have a reoccurring NPC that pops up to help them and save them. I'll talk through that character, and they'll dip out and go on their adventure. So that way it doesn't really break immersion, but you can actually, as the dungeon master, control friendly NPCs while your players are playing.
And you can set them hostile at the last minute. So
you can change their mind.
Sudden but inevitable betrayal.
And this is how easy it is to make a location. You've got the entire map here.
Show them submap.
Submap?
What is that?
Oh, wait, I'm gonna Underdark? Is this unlocked?
Speaking of the Underdark.
Segue.
That's not the submap I meant.
Oops. Well,
I just got fired.
I'm not actually sure. It's been fun, guys. I'll see you next time.
We also need a new design director, so
Put your resumes in the back of holding.
I'm gonna quickly create a catacombs dungeon. I'm gonna leave everything default.
But as the segue was going on, I know it's early, but you guys want to talk about the Rage of Demons DLC that created?
So the game releases September 29th on PC, Mac, and Linux. They're all Steam-based, and any of the codes that you get on Steam can be redeemed for any of those platforms. And they all cross-play. So if, for example, you were to be so blown away by this presentation that you decided to buy a 5-pack of licenses, which are available on swordcoast.com/pre-orders, or through Steam. Actually, 5 packs are only on swordcoast.com. You can hand those keys out to your friends, and no matter what platform they play on the desktop, they can play together. You can all play together. Cross-play is fully supported.
And
the Mac players here.
Mac players. Woo! Hey, all right. Any Linux players?
Oh,
Good for you.
You guys
Any
are
Apple IIs? Apple II.
wow.
I'm an Apple III, but I run it in Apple II emulation. Is that?
Whoa.
Combo for life. But if you pre-order the game, you do get the Rage of Demons DLC absolutely free.
Free for pre-orders.
And if you pre-order, it's only $34.99 on Steam. Correct me if I'm wrong, John. Is that cheaper than the Player's Handbook? I mean, that's a deal.
It is a deal.
Right, but we have a couple things we could tease with that. I was hoping to show something just quickly.
Yeah.
There have been some questions about how you can sort of open up areas with quests, and I'm just going to create a quest very quickly, a custom quest. I'm going to call this Ash. Wait, call it what? Find the chicken. All right, so we've got our find the chicken.
How many
quest.
exclamation marks would you like at the end of that?
1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we've got a custom quest, find the chicken. We have some templated quests so you can quickly create things. We don't have a templated quest for finding a chicken, so it's a good thing we're making this one custom.
This is one, you know.
We do need one.
But we do listen to the community, so we'll be able to add that in after Shadow's Great Night, of course.
I think that would make an excellent DLC.
Yeah.
So,
One hell of a chicken.
so one other thing I wanted to do when we find the chicken, we are going to unlock the dungeon I just made upon getting this quest. So, we get the quest, we're going to unlock, find the chicken. It's going to be in our catacombs for whatever reason. But that's a story we're going to tell, right?
That's where chickens live.
That's where the chickens are. And
Now you have to put chickens everywhere.
not what I call free range.
Where did Larry go? Where did Larry go?
Larry.
Oh, come on, Larry.
Didn't set up to walk.
The area
Welcome back. So I'm going to put a quest action on this guy to find the chicken. And on speaking to him, he's going to give a quest. He's going to say,
Oh no! I lost my chicken! You should find it! I gotta go in the catacombs to get my chicken.
Brings up a point, voiceover IP is available while you're playing the game.
And Ash will come with the pre-order copies, right?
Absolutely free.
You don't want that.
no, so I'm going to jump the
Don't
cat.
pre-order again, you get Ash. Great.
So guys, in a couple minutes we'll be opening up to questions as we're setting this up. So if you guys want to start queuing up there at the microphone, asking questions.
Yeah, please ask questions.
Yeah, we'll get to you in a couple minutes. I know it always takes some
So
time.
one of the cool things while you guys are queuing up, we do have a voiceover IP. So as you know, as a dungeon master, you can really get in there and do ridiculous voices like I was just doing if you really want to. You can voice all your own NPCs, and of course, we really encourage players to talk to one another as they're playing. You know, one of the great things about playing tabletop Dungeons and Dragons is having that ridiculous banter, and that's something that really encourages sort of just letting players to get in there and to say silly stuff and to have a good time. And of course, voiceover IP lets them do that. If you don't feel comfortable talking with people or talking with strangers, you of course can just type. So we have that option as well.
Yeah, there is. There also is. Yeah, texting, typing.
Yeah.
We don't have a chicken, so I've made this crate. I've named it Chicken Crate. And I'm going to put... I can't type today. I can barely see the screen. There's a chicken in here. So once players find this crate, it'll say Chicken Crate. They'll click on it, they'll get some text over, there's a chicken in here. And then I can very easily tie this to our quest, find the chicken, and whenever I action it, it's going to update the quest. Find chicken. Or I can complete the quest here. Why don't we do that? We can complete the quest, find the chicken, and then you have a completed quest all right there. You can go back through here, you can assign awards as well. But we found our chicken in the catacombs.
What size dungeon is this? I just want to show them the large complex. I don't know if we've ever shown that really.
Let's see.
Large complex. Yeah, show large complex.
That was just the medium, just throwing it out there.
Why won't you let me change you?
Who knows?
What? Reset. Oh yeah, because this is
There you go.
Whenever you change the makeup of the dungeon,
Thank you, Bill.
You change the makeup of the dungeon, you will lose any of the modifications you've made to it. You can change enemy sets, stuff like that, but if you change something that does re-roll the actual makeup, physical makeup of the dungeon, yeah, you're gonna get that.
So this is you can do large complex, and then of course you can go 10 levels.
Man, they changed this video a lot last week. We're nearing the end of development, so we're a lot of. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where they put it.
Hey, it's time for questions.
All right, so first question.
So I'm really excited for the DM design part of this. I was wondering, what's the likelihood of bringing it back to like a tabletop setting and going back to like a real, or not a real time, but a turn-based combat system? Like, is it an option to use the design feature to flesh out like a tabletop setting, like you would use for like Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds, and use the same like the system, but really run it in a turn-based system? You said it runs turn-based behind the scenes. Can you really slow that down to run, click to the next round?
So at launch, you'll be able to do that in a single-player game. You can set it to pause on every single round. We won't have that working for multiplayer. We've played with it. We're let the DM pause whenever he wants those. So as a DM, if you want to pause and you want to do some role-playing, we actually have dice rolls in our chat log as well. So you can do dice rolls, have everyone roll there, right then and there if you want to do something on the fly. But we don't have an option right now to allow you to pause after every single round in a multiplayer session. But if that's something that the community really wants, we've already added some stuff based on the feedback of the community. We're totally open to it.
And another quick question, for community, is there like modifications can be available for like system changes like that, or would it be more just like content like dungeons?
To add a feature like that?
Like like you want to modify some of the core mechanics of the game, would there be like mod system available for the community?
At first, it'd probably be like options within the game. We're not looking at external mods yet. We want to stick to the in-game tools for now, but we are open to whatever the community, wherever they push this game. We look at this as a platform. We want to get it out there and see how you guys are using it and playing it. And we're not giving up on this game. We're going to put it out there. We are so passionate about this, and you would not believe. We want to stick to it, keep working on it.
People want feature upgrades for DM, and we'll keep working on those feature upgrades.
We've already heard from the community they want to, outside of being able to do these random dungeons, they also want to be able to lay out dungeons. They want to, so that's something we have on the list for post-launch.
But as for using it in your tabletop game, we're really excited about the idea of like having your tabletop group meet together, have a role-playing session, and then have, for example, like a more, you want to play out a more tactical dungeon or something like that, you might jump into Short Coast Legends and play that out, and then, go back into a normal session or something like that. So, I definitely want to start using that in my group.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Hey guys, I just had a quick question for you. Will we see this integration with Workshop?
It's another one that's come up. Not at launch. It's something we're looking at and we're interested in the possibility of. But right now we're really just trying to finish the game, and we have a console launch to support later this year, and we'll be continuing to roll, as Tim said, soon. The launch is just kind of day one for us, and we'll continue to support it throughout, as long as you guys will support it. So,
Best of luck with that.
thank you.
Thank you.
I just had a quick question about the NPC companions. Are you guys announced specifically how many there are, and are they player character classes or are they NPC classes? I heard cleric and warrior, and I wasn't sure which they were.
They're all player classes. There's some interesting twists on the player classes that 5th edition allows us to do, like a cleric that shoots a bow as your main weapon. I don't think we've announced how many there are, but we've shown them all on our website. So if
Not all of them.
some of them, we've shown a quantity of companions on our website.
Can we announce it now?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Give a number.
9. I just kept writing until they told me to stop.
Nine.
Yeah, there's all the guys you saw up on the screen earlier, and mystery guys, including one of my favorites, which is the crazy guy.
Can we say what race he is?
What's that?
Did we announce that, right?
Yeah.
He's a Darrow.
Yeah, you get a Darrow.
Darrow's great.
Are the additional two, are they like unlockable in game, or do you start with all of them all at the same time?
The companions are unlocked as the story progresses, and as they're unlocked, you'll gain access to listening to their backstories, getting involved in their side quests and stuff, and it's all very interesting how they get involved and who they are and how they interact with each other.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, so D&D's a lot about like sort of getting together with friends and sort of interacting with people in a place. So I was wondering what sort of local player options you have. Are you supporting like LAN options or better like couch and walk and stuff in after these?
So every time I leave, our tech director says he's going to put couch co-op in while I'm gone. He hasn't done it yet because it's a big overhaul. It's something that we're interested in as well. But at launch, you'll be required, each of you to be connected to Steam to play together. But you can all be in the room together. And that's how we play together.
We allow that. And again, if you have voice over IP, so you can taunt and role play as much as you can at home as you would across the table. The only thing missing would be Cheetos and Mountain Dew.
We're working on the Cheetos and Mountain Dew technology right now.
3D printing has a long way to go, but
I totally hear you. We're big tabletop guys, and that's so much of the fun is the group, and that's why I want to make sure people take advantage of it.
Talk a little bit about the modes, the lobby modes, and the connectivity matchmaking.
Yeah, so someone's asking me outside the door, you don't have to just play with friends. If you have friends, you can create a game and limit it to just friends. You can invite people to your games, or we've got wide open public matchmaking. You can jump into anyone's game. I can't wait until we ship the game. I'm going to start jumping into all of your games and playing with you. So if you don't want me to, make sure you set it to be solo.
if you see a crazy Darrow join into your game randomly,
But no, yeah, I hope you all will just have fun joining games. The community that everyone we meet that's excited about Dungeons and Dragons, everyone is just so cool and so passionate, and we're so like-minded. I just can't wait to play games with you guys. I hope that's not creepy.
Please invite you even if we're not joining.
Please invite Tim to play with you.
Make sure your webcams are uncovered.
Go ahead, thank you.
So, in terms of having a public game and having people necessarily friend face to face here, what would you suggest in terms of promoting it and finding the right click and the right group and all of that?
That's a great question. I mean, I would say definitely go to swordcoast.com. There's already people there that are building guilds and getting their teams together for when the game launches. So go on there, say hi to me. I'm on there every single day. I'll help you find a good group of people. And we already have a really great community of people that are very passionate and actually very dedicated to the game before it's even out. So I definitely say go to swordcoast.com/forums, hit up our social media. If you need any help finding other cool people, I'll help you.
Yeah. And when finding a DM, we do have read your mind. We do have a system where you can rate Dungeon Masters after you play with them. So you'll be able to sort by that as well. We'll let you rate right now on story, fun, and challenge. So you can sort of find a DM that matches up with the kind of game you want to join.
For that guy with 1-star fun and 5-star challenge.
So, and would you like to find the chicken?
Chicken. Is that the chicken?
Oh, we got the chicken!
Nice! It got out of the crate.
That's so great.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Fan art.
This is our first piece of fan art. I think we just leveled up, guys.
This is the concept for...
This isn't a demon chicken, is it?
That's
fantastic. Okay, good. Phew.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much for your question.
So I was wondering about
And the chicken.
locations you just set up. Are they the same, or are they randomly or procedurally generated when you make them? Like if I set like 2 catacombs with large and then complex next to each other, would they look the same, or would they be?
They will absolutely be different. In fact, let me see if I can do this again. So I'm just going to roll this default small simple bandit caves. And once I'm inside, if I don't like it, there's a button right there where you can re-roll it with the exact same parameters to get something different. So if you know you want something small and you want something simple, you want to have these enemy sets, you want to have this mood, you want to have this difficulty, you should kind of roll it a few times and you find something you're really happy with. So here's a small, very simple dungeon. I'm not quite happy with it, so let's go ahead and randomize it.
Randomize.
I kind of liked it. It wasn't bad, I kind of missed it already. But for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm going to randomize it.
Then would you say that you lock it in?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
already don't like this as much.
So you see, it's quite a bit different. It's quite a bit larger. But yeah, so I can then go back into here, and I'm like, I don't want small simple. I don't know what they've done to this.
Reset.
I'm going to go, never required this before.
I think this is
No, because then they're going to make me jump back into this. No, this is terrible. We're going to fix that for ship. That's my guarantee.
So are we answering the question? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Also, I see like there's creature sets. Do they map to auto-populate, or is there an option for that?
For what?
The creature sets. You can change those up.
Oh, yes. So I had some set there already. So what it does, unless you don't want it to, I wish I could go into that dungeon. Stephen Baker, UI designer.
UI designer confirmed.
I love Stephen. He has done a tremendous amount of work on this game, and it wouldn't be what it was without him.
Oh yeah,
It's okay.
He's not here.
It's not being broadcast, so just have at it.
Oh no, there's no recording.
There's no presentator. What it does is we have a system that goes through and automatically populates encounters in all of the rooms. So if you wanted to quickly roll a dungeon crawl, you could do that. And these D20s show these encounters. So right now, this is defaulted to protect the casters, medium. You can go through and you can tweak any of these that you want. You could, from that main screen, turn these all off as well if you want to go through and do something completely custom. But yes, it will fill out the dungeon with the monster sets that you set.
But you can drop any creature that we have.
Oh yeah.
So you can clear it and then populate with whatever you want.
I'm just going to fill this room with Duragar assassins.
You can even those.
I remember that comment he said about 1 fun and 5 challenge.
You're all the way up to one more question, sadly, so.
Let me just start by saying I'm completely blown away by everything you've all made. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll clap. Including the chicken.
Yes. So you've spoken a lot about how you want the DMs to be able to completely customize things. Do you have any plans on the horizon to support limited custom assets? Like you had your completely amazing world map up there. If I have a single JPEG world map of my own, will there be functionality for me to drag and drop and replace that? Or what sort of plans on the horizon do you have for GMs to really create their own content?
I'll stop short of saying we have a roadmap, but we have a giant list that includes exactly what you named of things that we wish we could include at launch, but we want to get it out there, get people playing it, but that is the kind of thing that we want to build a roadmap. So
we will have a roadmap at some point.
Yes, it's forming a roadmap.
We need to sit down and spend some time with the team and kind of lay it out so everybody can see where we're going with this. And the one particular world map question is a bit challenging because this is a Wizards of the Coast game. It is 5th edition. 5th edition is right now all about favoring the Sword Coast. So for now, that's probably a little bit farther out.
Right, but you can create whatever kind of story you want within the Forgotten Realms.
Did you save that much?
Michael, do we have time for one more? One more, all right.
Make it good. No pressure.
I was wondering if the GM tools will include ways to customize areas. So, for example, that swamp, would you add more raised regions and new paths, change the landscape, like that?
So the overworld the surface areas are set, but we have a bunch of props you can use to sort of guide. We've had people make areas that they would just completely gape the player using our props. We have a huge list of props here you can go through and dress areas, and you can sort of landscape them that way, but we don't have like a terrain tool.
Again, that's on the long list.
Long list of things.
And the thing is, if you want to see stuff like that, come on our forums and tell us what you want.
Yell at me, it's great.
No yelling.
Yell at Ash.
You don't need to yell.
Ash Sevilla. And my address is, come to my house.
I'm just going to hit you.
Oh, wait.
We have to show something before we go. Do we have 30 seconds?
Yeah, we do.
Sure.
Okay, where is it? It's on the desktop.
It's very demon-y.
Yeah, we are doing this whole Rage of Demons thing.
Oh yes, might get a chance to meet a certain person.
We do have some concept art we're working on, if anyone's familiar with this dude. We have a really sweet model I wish I could bring up right now, but it looks fantastic. So some people might be excited to see that.
He's one of our random vendors in Las Vegas.
He gives you a quest to find a chicken.
He's falling on hard times.
I also just have a couple teases here. This is a new tile set that the artists are starting to work on for the Rage of Demons. It's really cool, and it's just a little tease of what's coming. Yeah, absolutely.
We're just getting started.
Yeah, that's what I'm really excited about. The release is just the first step in a long process of supporting Sword Coast Legends going forward.
Absolutely.
So, cool. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOreporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOreporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.